Hi, everyone, and welcome to the introduction of Reality Behind the Chair. I'm your host. My name's Margaret Hatch, but you also might know me as the girl who cuts my hair on Instagram. I'm a cutting specialist here in Portland, Maine, at a salon called The Apartment. This podcast has been on my heart for a while now, and I'm so excited. But I'm very nervous to finally record. So, today I want to share my story and why I started this podcast, how I came up with the name, and most importantly, what you can expect from the space moving forward. So, a little about me. I've been in the industry for over 10 years now. I actually started out as a receptionist in high school, answering phones, sweeping hair and folding the towels and all that. Um, I didn't realize, but that job planted the seed for what was to become my career. And at that salon, I apprenticed for a little bit, and then I went off to hair school and finished in 12 months. And then I got hired right out of school at a high-end salon. I went through an 8-month training program that challenged me like nothing else. Um, but it laid the foundation for everything I know today. And since then, I've I've been a part of, the Hairstylist influencer program. I worked with that brand for a little bit. And I worked with so many artists. Like I took over 50 classes for continuing education. Um, and honestly, like found like my foundation, like education will always be at the core of who I am as a stylist. Like I love learning and I love sharing what I learn with others. So that's always going to be a part of my career life, honestly. But here's the truth. For a long time, I didn't know I had it in me to go out on my own. I was really fearful of it. I thought like I had to stay in this quote unquote safe lane, working under someone else's brand. Um, I never thought I could actually step out and be a self employed stylist. But when I finally took that leap, it was so scary and so overwhelming. A lot of tears were shed during that time. But it was also one of the most freeing things I've ever done for myself. And that turning point, the realization that I could build something on my own, is a big part of what inspired me to create this podcast. Because I know I'm not the only one who went through who has gone through that. I want to share those behind the scenes realities, the moments of doubt, the lessons, and the wins, because I know so many stylists and creatives can relate. But why a podcast? So for me, I wanted like a creative outlet that felt exciting and different. Um, like I don't have enough on my plate, but I really just wanted something like a hobby, honestly. So, I love doing hair, but I feel like I'm the person, like I love connecting with people on a deeper level. And podcasting, I listen to a lot of podcasts, so it felt like the perfect way to connect both of those things in my world. So At first I felt really insecure about this. I really worried about putting myself out there too much. I, just like fearful of that. Um, like, who is she? Who am I to start a podcast? Like, I know nothing. I literally had to do a lot of research to get this going. But, it was fun and I'm having fun. So, but I was really scared of like people just like being like, oh, what the heck? Why is she doing this? But I have that, my friends and family in my corner, and they kept reminding me that even if nobody listens, I can say I tried. And that gave me the push that I needed to get here to finally hit record. So, but the honest truth is I want to create a space that feels real, raw, and relatable, where people in the beauty industry and even beauty lovers outside of it can hear stories that inspire them, make them laugh, and remind them that they're not alone in the ups and downs of this work. So here's what you can expect from Reality Behind the Chair. So you're going to hear some hilarious salon tales, deep, heartfelt conversations, and I'll be sitting down with amazing guests from the beauty industry to spill it all. We'll talk about, the messy parts of this job that don't make it onto Instagram. We'll share the behind the scenes of building a career, the emotional moments, the funny stories that only stylists get, and the inspiring lessons that come from doing what we do. So you can expect episodes to drop every Monday, and we're starting with 12 episodes this season. So if you're looking for a little Monday ritual, something real to listen to as you're driving to work or setting up your station or just sipping coffee, this podcast is for you. So I want to explain how I got the name of Reality Behind the Chair. It's nothing philosophical. It was just a shower thought that I had. Honestly, I had a short list of names I was bouncing around. And when I told my friend Kate, she said immediately, that's it. That's the one. And she was right. Like, to me, this name perfectly sums up what I want this podcast to be, which is exposing the vulnerable side of the beauty industry, uncovering those real moments that happen, and sharing the reality behind the chair. It's not this glossy, polished thing that you see on Instagram. It's real. So that's a little about me and a little bit about what this podcast is all about. If you're a stylist, you're in hair school, an apprentice, a salon owner, or just maybe someone who loves the beauty world, this space is for you. I am so grateful you're here at the very beginning of this journey with me. If you liked what you heard today, hit subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And if you want to connect with me outside of the podcast, you can always find me on Instagram at The Girl Who Cuts My Hair. The next episode, we're diving into the early days of my career with my friend Brooke Bryant, also known as Brooks My Colorist on Instagram. You guys are going to love it. I can't wait to share with you. But I just want to say thank you so much for listening to the introduction of Reality Behind the Chair. And until next time, be good to yourself.